Hello everybody. Okay, so we are going to start our Shrek soap off with ears. Now I'm going to attempt to do this. I hope it turns out okay. I made a little cardboard cutout. Essentially I'm going to try to, in the final product of the bar soaps, have little Shrek ears on the side of them. I don't know how it's going to work out. I hope this even is able to be made into a soap. I've never worked with such a micro batch before, but we're gonna give it a try. Today for Shrek, the closest color I had to his, I guess, skin color you'd call it, is the Apple Moss Green Mica from Brambleberry. It's kind of a lime, kind of an olive swamp look, so this is what I'm gonna color the soap with. I'm just gonna get a tiny little bit in there. See how that works. Go ahead and mix it up. Seems good to me. Good enough. We have our world's tiniest lye solution here, and I am fragrancing the soap with Charmed Prince, which is I don't know how to describe it. It's got cardamom, I don't know, I'll put the description down right now, but it's really good. So I'm just gonna put a little tiny bit in there, just so it's not completely unscented. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pour this lye solution into here. Hopefully it comes together, it's not too small of a batch. Pour it in here and start scraping away. Literally gonna get every last drop of that lye because it's just such a small batch. I've wanted to do this soap for years, probably. My whole life I've been obsessed with fairy tales, Shrek being the best one. Let's go. Fragrance oil seems to be working just fine. I put the tiniest amount in. So much. And I got my little handy milk frother, which I just use for soap, of course. I got this off Amazon if anyone's wondering. But I'm gonna try to get this to kind of a thicker trace because I don't want to be waiting around a long time to scrape and scrape and scrape. And then on the side here I have a little sample mold where I just will pour excess soap, chop it up, cut it up, and give it as free samples with all my online orders. Okay, so I think that we're about ready to pour it. So I'm gonna get it all in there, nice and gloopy. I feel like this is gonna be a complete disaster. Probably didn't even make enough. Yeah, I definitely did not make enough. Damn. And then go ahead, get this in there and scrape. Oh, maybe I did make enough. I don't know. Ooh, it's weird. Oh god, this is so weird. I don't know if it's gonna work. I don't think it will. Okay, so what I've decided to do is I will attempt to make a soap dough with these. I believe you just let it thicken up like this and then you put it in saran wrap and let it sit overnight. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. Alrighty, so here is our soap dough. I will let it set overnight, and then tomorrow when I go to cut the actual soap itself, I can go ahead and hopefully mold these and put them on the soap. So I'm attempting the soap dough. So essentially I would need like the part that sticks out of his head, I guess you can call it, and then like a ball at the end maybe. Just maybe like, yeah, I can't believe I'm making friggin' Shrek ears. Ugh, I'm hilarious. But essentially, like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen, well, obviously, you guys know cars. I find that when you look behind a car and you look at the mirrors, I find it always looks like Shrek ears for some reason. So I feel like yeah. Is that Shrek ears? I don't know. I need to look at a reference photo. So we got that part, and then the ear part itself seems to come up a bit more on one side. It's like an oval. But I genuinely don't even know if I could mimic that myself. Not really. Try to keep working on it. This just needs to be thinner, I think. Don't worry, again, my hands are completely clean. If I had gloves on, they would just, they'd stick a lot and I wouldn't be able to actually work with the dough. I just cannot figure out how to make these ears. So I'm gonna just roll 18 of those and I'll bring you guys back. Well, that's honestly the best that I can do. So I think it's pretty close. I have to clean it up a little bit, but I don't think it's that bad. I might try to flatten out the top a bit. So we are back to start the actual soap itself. So the soap design is based on when Shrek and Donkey had the conversation, ogres have layers, onions have layers. So that's exactly what we're gonna do today. We have 3 different colors that we're gonna go with. I'm gonna go with the apple moss green mica, like I did with the ears. I'm also gonna go with Lounge Lizard by Mad Micas. It's more of an enchanted foresty kind of type, I guess. And lastly, I'm gonna go with a cappuccino mica to just give a little bit of brown because one of Shrek's clothing items is brown. I think it's his vest, I think, yeah. So I am going to go ahead and start with the apple moss green mica to be our base layer. Each layer is going to have 2, if that makes sense. So there'll be 6 layers in total with 3 colors. In with the lye solution. Sorry, that's just some mica that got on the bottom, ignore that. Ooh, it's the perfect green. I love it. It is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just gonna go ahead and scrape this out and then let it set up and we'll get started on the next layer. So I'm just going ahead and pouring it directly onto the other layer because for sure the other layer can handle it. It's not going to puncture, it's all set up. Ooh, Jesus. Oh yeah, there we go. It gelled nicely. That's beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean these up, maybe let them sit for a bit more because they are still a bit tacky. So I'll let them get exposed to the air a bit, but then I'll clean them up and then we will add these Shrek ears on top. Okay, so I have decided to go ahead and put them on the side of the ears, or side of the soap. And what I had to do to get it to stick is I actually had to dig out a little hole I just chose the brown part of the soap, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill them in with just clear melt and pour and then stick the ear right in, so at least it's adhesed inside the soap a bit. They honestly might fall off during transit. I really hope not when you guys purchase them, but we shall see. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one side, and then I'll have to figure out how I'm going to flip it over and do the next side without damaging the ears already on there. Okay, so I went ahead and was able to do one side with the Shrek ear. Essentially, it doesn't look the prettiest, but I got it on there. What I have to do is I have to dig a hole in the side of the soap and then fill it with the melt and pour glaze and then stick her on in and then kind of do a little work on the outside to make sure it sticks extra good. So it's just filling the hole in. Grabbing one ear and placing it on inside. And then we'll get a little bit of the outside with the melt and pour, which is good because it acts as a barrier and a base for the rest of it. So I'm just gonna have to hold them up one by one, I think. The other side I was able to do them all flat, but this one has the ear on the other side already, so. Whew, okay, we are all done with our Shrek themed soap. I'm gonna call it Onions and Ogres. Obviously it does not smell like onion. It smells way better than that. It has a natural kind of spicy sweet smell, and I think you guys will like it. I do want to put a disclaimer though. These ears are so delicate. I hope in the curing phase they harden up and become absolutely rock solid, but there's no guarantee for that. And I'll put a disclaimer on my website that they might break during transit. They might just come off completely. They might even come off as I'm shrink wrapping them. But I can't believe I did it. I friggin' made my dream soap, which is my Shrek eared soap. I think it's absolutely hilarious and I'm very proud of myself. Even though the ears might not last very well in transit, I am so beyond proud that I was able to accomplish this, and I didn't give up. I almost gave up, but I didn't, and I hope you guys love this soap as much as I do. Again, this soap will be available at my May 1st release, which will have a Fiona soap, this Shrek soap, and one other soap that is the next video to come. Thanks, guys.